Hey, Kalan, nice to see you.
You too.
Welcome back from LA.
Thank you.
Now you're here. You're for a very special reason. Tell us what the new project is that you're doing.
Well, I'm starting working with the Canadian Breast Cancer Foundation, something that's kind of affected my family, and so I'm getting involved with them, specifically with the CIBC Run for the Cure, but also kind of working with them on an ongoing basis. So.
That's great. Now, you've always kind of called yourself a small town boy from Alberta. Did you ever think that you would be like a face of such a huge cause?
No, not at all. I don't know all the the scientific stuff, the latest research. I'm just kind of like a small town farm kid, that knows how much that foundation has affected my life and helped my family. So I wanted to give back in a small way.
So for those of them out there who don't know, tell us how it affected your life personally.
Well, I was right after I was touring last year. We kind of did a 65 show tour, and I got right back into the studio to write the new record. And as I
which, by the way, should be coming out very soon.
Yeah. and as I got working on that record, I found out early 2006 that my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer, and so I kept working for a while and tried to just kind of stay focused on the music and all that, but I just couldn't do it. So I ended up going home and spending time with my family and took some time off, and it was really the best thing I could have done. So.
That must have been a hard decision for you to leave your career and go home, but obviously it's because of your mom. When did you feel that it was the right time to do that? How did you know that you made the right decision?
At first, I had, so many reservations. I thought, would the fans still be there? Would the record company still be supportive? I had so many questions. But I remember one day laying kind of in bed looking at like an old family photo, and, we were all in our matching Christmas sweaters. And it was just kind of like, it was a more innocent time and before Canadian Idol, before everything. And I thought, I need to go back and be with family. So that's what I did, and I'm really, really glad that I did that.
Absolutely. So where were you when you first heard the news, and how do you react to something like that?
Yeah, when you first hear the word cancer, you hear it all the time, but it's always something that happens to other people. And so, I remember getting the phone call and just kind of being in shock and going and Googling, cancer,
really?
life expectancy kind of thing. And it's pretty terrifying, but so that's why I kind of wanted to get involved and help out. And
were you on the road when you got the news, or?
I was actually I was just starting writing, so
right.
In that way it definitely fueled the creative process, and a lot of the stuff on the new album has to do with cancer and what my family's going through, what I was going through. So
I can imagine, because you are an emotional writer, as most artists are, right? You have to write from the soul and from the heart. Did you have any reservations about talking about something so personal, or?
At first, yeah, it was a little bit hard, and it's still hard to it's probably going to be somewhat difficult to go out and tour these songs that have a lot to do with that. But I think that's kind of what it's all about, and I've kind of like grown as a writer and stuff through the whole thing. So in that way, it's.
And that's what your fans appreciate, your realness, right?
Yeah, I think that's what people, want to know. They don't want to, they want stuff like that they can relate to. Other people going through stuff, and that's what I kind of wanted to do working with the Canadian Breast Cancer Foundation, is just kind of help some of those people, maybe kids my age or whatever, that are going through similar things, and just let them know that there is hope. So. And
you said in the beginning that you don't know a lot of the scientific facts, as a lot of us don't, and I think your involvement with them will really humanize kind of like the big C word, right? The big scary C word.
Yeah, I just kind of want to, tell my story and get it out there a little bit. I don't know, the latest research and the statistics and all that kind of stuff, but I do know kind of what my family went through, and so.
With your involvement, what do you hope that people will take away from? What do you hope they get from you?
I guess just an awareness and kind of are able to look at cancer and see it in a more kind of human way, I guess, and there's so many great causes out there, but I wanted to get behind this one. So
how's your mom doing? She good?
Yeah, she's really good. It's going to be great that now with the album coming out and the new tour, she's going to be there and stuff. So it's and there's nothing cooler than being on a rock tour with your mom. So.
That's all. Is she in remission? She's.
Yeah. She went through about 4 months when I was home of surgery and chemo and all that stuff, and now she's she's cancer free. So that's exciting.
We're very happy for her and for you. Now, your mom, has she heard the stuff on your new album, and what does she think about it?
Yeah, she obviously is, my number one fan. I know I'm going to sell one copy of my album, at least.
Well, you have a sister too. Right?
Yeah, I guess my dad might buy one. But yeah, she's I think really likes the stuff, and it is about all that time. So it's kind of difficult for our whole family. But I think now, looking back, it was I really think it brought us together as a family. So.
What's her favorite song on the record?
I'm not sure. There's one song called Out of My Head, and it's actually the last song on the record. And it was a song that was written kind of like about a week after I found out that Mom was diagnosed. And so, I think that's kind of maybe all of our, the most touching song, I guess. I don't know.
Is it going to be difficult for you to perform the songs, like when you're touring and with your mom there? And
It will be, yeah. It's definitely going to be difficult to go out on the road and be, performing these every night, but I think that
it's bittersweet a little bit, right?
Yeah,
because your fans are out there enjoying it.
Yeah, but I think it's also, it's a kind of going to be a celebration or something of like getting through that time in a way. I don't really know. So.
And how are you guys? How's your family been celebrating, your mom's good health these days?
I think really we've just kind of learned a little bit to like slow down and take stuff, just. I don't know. I think we laugh a bit more, definitely, cry a bit more as a family, but we're just like, more together as a family. And I think, when I was living in Toronto and everyone was doing their own thing, we kind of got apart. And so it really did bring us together. So.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
What's the one song that you always listen to help you get through something?
I don't know.
Like what kind of lifts your spirits? What do you put on the record player to lift your spirits when you're feeling down, or?
I'm not sure. I usually listen to like stuff that like I grew up with, and
like
that.
What? Tell us.
Well, there's some of like even like the country stuff that I grew up with. That it's it's maybe not my favorite style of music right now, but it has that sentimental value that Dad was playing it when we grew up, and all that kind of stuff. So
how is Dad? We saw him in LA. Did he get used to it?
Yeah, Dad came down, and actually Mom came down for a while just to visit.
Good.
They love checking stuff out. So they're actually with my sister right now. She's shooting a movie in Edmonton, so it's crazy. Yeah.
Talented family, the Porters. All right, Kalan. Well, thanks for spending some time with us, and good luck with everything.
No, thank you.